Well, good morning. I actually did not plan on doing a video by myself this morning. Aristo sent me an email yesterday telling me he would do his best to get to the internet cafe by 7 a.m. my time. You can see it's now 11:11 a.m. my time, just turned to 11:12, and I still haven't heard from him. I've just now put my Skype on Do Not Disturb, and still waiting if I'll do a video with him if he gets here in a little while. But right now I'm putting a video up, and that's just the way it is. So the title that I've selected for this video is Walking Unexplored Trails. Let me say this right off the bat. I'm making greater lifestyle changes than I ever thought I would be able to make. And I would not be making any of them if it were not for the fact that I had to face my own mortality and hear my body telling me things I didn't want to know. I've been a champion, as it were, in standing up for people's right to choose what they eat, and many other choices regarding personal lifestyles that some decry as sinful or evil in some way. I still detest a fundamental attitude that says I'm right and you're wrong. Now I find myself making new choices regarding what food to eat and what food to avoid. No, I'm not going to try to convince you that I have found the only true way. Each of us must find our own way, one that we choose for our own reasons rather than one that we choose only because of external influences, especially dogmatic pontificating. May I always be an advocate of freedom of choice. Yet may I also always encourage those who are being called to walk unexplored trails. Yes, for those of you that have been following my daily videos, you know I've been going through a crisis period here in my life where the stress finally built up enough to cause what looks like symptoms of congestive heart failure, including kidney failure, as far as my kidneys shutting down, tremendous fluid retention in my feet especially, but also in my gut and other parts of my body to a lesser extent, shortness of breath. Sometimes it felt as if I was dying. Sometimes I'm unable to sleep. 3 days in a row I went earlier in the month, not able to get sleep when I needed it so badly, and more recently, just a few days ago, I went 2 nights without being able to get more than maybe an hour and a half sleep each in each of the 2 24-hour periods, and you all know that that's not nearly enough. So I've been through the ringer actually for about approximately the past 3 to 4 weeks, and I've had to really take close examination on what I'm doing and what I'm putting into my body. I've had lots of friends send healing energy my way. I've gotten lots of advice all over the board. I've tried some things that obviously were the wrong thing to do. For example, people told me to electrolyte my water. Now, one of the things I have always believed for a long time is the importance of pure, good drinking water. And I've used reverse osmosis as my water of choice for all of these years leading up to the present time. But I was not adding electrolytes to it, so I actually ordered Celtic sea salt, started putting lemon and lime juice, a 1/4 cup each in each gallon of water, with a teaspoon of the Celtic sea salt. And when I started drinking I made 2 gallons of it. I never even finished the 2nd gallon because my kidneys shut down even worse, and my feet, the swelling in my feet got hideously gross. I mean, just in the day, a little over a day that I was drinking this water, I was noticing changes that were horrifying to me. And then I realized, and I started listening to the people that said, stop putting salt in your body. Your body isn't made to handle salt, especially when you're at this critical junction that you're at right now. You have to stop the salt. So I've got $20 worth of 1 pound of Celtic sea salt that might be virtually useless to me in the future. But I've not been afraid to try new therapies. I raised my bed 6 inches, the headboard of my bed, sleeping on an incline. It seemed to work for the first night. That was the end of it seeming to work. I started grounding myself. I think it's important to ground yourself. And it seemed like it was working for the first night or two, but then all of a sudden it stopped working. It wasn't neither one of those two things that were supposed to give me a more restful night's sleep. Neither one of them were worth shit when it came right down to the experience that I was actually going through. And then I discovered this therapy of using distilled waters. And distilled waters include urine. And my God, I mean, I had rejected the distilled water therapy because of some of the, what I now believe was negative propaganda coming out from the establishment, that distilled water will kill you, distilled water will leach the minerals from your bones, it will create all sorts of havoc. I've been on distilled water now for what? Only a few days, actually. Only a few days have I been on distilled water. And as of last night, something happened and my kidneys reversed, and I've been, all of a sudden, my pee has been coming out like crazy, like I've never peed this much in my whole life. And I'm feeling a release. I'm feeling that toxins are being broken down in my body. I'm feeling more energetic today than I have felt in this whole period of time that I've been facing this, and I highly attribute it to drinking distilled water. Now, I had not until this morning even, I could not get myself to actually drink urine. And I still didn't as of this morning, because I probably never will drink it straight. I thought it meant that you're supposed to drink all your pee, everything you pee, you're supposed to ingest it or wash with it or something. I was mistaken. I was told by a friend who's been doing this for a couple of years, no, only a half a cup a day. Oh, well, that's doable. A half a cup a day, but I'm not doing it straight. I've got to put it in a glass of water because there's no way that I can manage to drink it straight. But I did that for the first time this morning, and I feel, except for the mental trick my mind was playing on me, feeling like something was stuck in my throat. It was purely a mental a mental creation that was showing up physiologically because of the because of the trauma of drinking something that I never thought anybody should drink. And I'm not encouraging anybody to do anything. I'm only sharing my experience with you. And I've been listening to, what's his name? Alfred, what's his name? Alfred, yeah, I want to say Alfred Lloyd Webber, but that's the architect. But I do think it's Alfred, wait a minute. I got to look up his name because I totally forgot. And no, I'm not even going to try to look it up. Alfred Norton Webber, I guess, is the guy's name. Now that I'm thinking of it, and I didn't find it, but in any case, I believe that's his actual name. And some of the things that I've learned about the spiritual applications of drinking distilled water, and even the waters of life, which urine is the waters of life. It's made to be recirculated. I'm not telling you something that I believe is an absolute fact. I'm telling you what has been shared with me, and it resonates with me at this time. That's all I can tell you. That it's something that I feel my guides, my body is saying, Ron, do this now. It's for your own good. And I've had to go on this path of trying things that I've never tried before and walking places that I've never walked before. It feels like to me, as I have become almost a fruitarian with mozzarella cheese as the only protein base that I could that I'm allowed to eat as a type A blood type, I feel almost like something has taken away the foods that I love the most away from me and said, if you want to get healthy, don't eat them anymore. Eat this. And so I'm eating pineapple every day. I'm eating berries, blueberries, raspberries, uh, blueberries. I will also be eating more of, and strawberries. But a lot of fruit every day. And insofar as drinking a gallon of distilled water every day, the first day I was probably drank 7/8 of a gallon, I'm going to say. But yesterday it dropped down to only about a half a gallon. And I'm feeling now that I will be doing very well if I can drink three quarts of water a day when they recommend 4 to 6 liters, which is insane to me. I mean, that's like drowning yourself, in my opinion, because the second day in, where I only drank about a half a gallon of water, I mean, I was feeling like I was drowning myself. I was trying to force myself to drink, but after a half a glass, I just couldn't put any more down my throat. It just didn't want to go. And I'm learning to listen to my body in the moment. My body may not always tell me the exact same thing. It may not say this is good for you forever. But right now, in this moment, listen to your body, Ron. Listen and watch and observe and think about what it's trying to get through to you without words that your mind understands. Listen with your intuition. Listen with your gut. And this is what I'm learning to do. I'm learning to walk in the Spirit in ways that I've never considered walking in the Spirit before. And I'm at the place where I honestly believe that this is the therapy, this is the most important of all the therapies that have been held back from us. We are energy and we must treat ourselves energetically, but we are also, and all life has its birth in water. All of life does, and all of living mammals anyway, and probably insects and everything else as well, are primarily composed of water. Without the water of life, we would not exist in a physical form. And so to maintain our existence as long as possible, it's important that we get proper hydration. And our water, and as you know, food, medicine, land, air, everything has been polluted in the 20th and 21st centuries in an unprecedented manner in the history of the world, I bet you. As everything is being thrown at us to try to dumb us down and to make us sick and to create hell on earth. And whoever is doing it, they've done a damn good job. But maybe that's what it takes. I mean, I considered that getting these symptoms of congestive heart failure, I'm considering that was actually a gift, not a curse. So maybe some of these things that are being thrown at us are actually a gift and not a curse. Maybe they're just to make us look at what we're doing to ourselves and make new choices. Walk unexplored trails, as I said in the title of the video. We need, if we're going to evolve, if we're going to go into the next paradigm, the next higher paradigm, the next level of awareness, we're going to have to walk where we haven't walked before. And so I encourage those of you that are feeling the lead of your own spirit to take steps that you've not taken before. I encourage you to do so. Those of you that do not feel ready yet, continue with whatever it is that you're doing as long as it's working for you. That's all I can say. As long as it's working for you, don't rush to make changes because somebody else said so. But if you're uncomfortable, if you feel like you're being stretched outside of your comfort zone, and you feel as if something is trying to get your attention, perhaps you better stop and take introspection and look within. Learn to hear your body. Listen to your heart. Trust your gut. Follow the path that your spirit is leading you at this time. Do not follow religion. Religion will not set you free. Religion is only somebody else's viewpoint on how you should live, and it's part of the human slave system that has been operating here on this planet for far too long. The one that we are trying to transcend and the one we are trying to transform so that we can create a world that works for everyone. So I ask you to consider the things that I'm saying and see what fits and feels right for you. Do not let me or anyone else tell you that you're wrong, because you have a right to make your own choices, even if they may not be in the long run what is best for you. That is the way that you have chosen to learn, and I'm not going to put you down for that, as long as you're doing the best you can to be authentic and in integrity to what you feel is right for you. So again, I thank you for listening, and have a beautiful day. Namaste.